Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be continuing my Minecraft hardcore series, and this is going to be part 2. And yeah, I have a lot to talk about today, and the topics are kind of, I don't want to say depressing, but it's about my life again. I don't know why this always happens, but I always make Minecraft videos and then they end up being just a video where I just spill my thoughts. And yeah, this is gonna be the same video like I did 4 months ago, because that was when the last video I made about this hardcore world was uploaded. So it's literally almost the exact same thing, except this is so much more worse because so much things have happened since then. But before I start, I just want to say I hope you have a great day today, and if you don't want to hear a 21-year-old talk about random stuff about his life, about why everything has kind of gone to the shitters, you should probably click away. But if you want to hear a real experience, then well, you've come to the right place. Well, to begin, but I just have so much to talk about, and I don't even know if it's gonna fit all in this video. But I just came with the mindset to spill everything I had in my head because it's all been eating me up, and especially today. Today was really bad. But I'll get to it, I guess, later. But I think to start, like, what has happened? So since this video has been uploaded, since the last video of this Minecraft series has been uploaded, I tried to do a hardcore world. I was telling myself I'm gonna beat it as fast as possible, and I only uploaded one part, and that was it. And then 4 months later, I mean, actually this footage is old, but 4 months later I'm going to upload this video, and yeah, it's been horrible. I can't believe it's been that long since then. It's actually kind of sad that it's been that long because, to be completely honest, there is no update on my life that's really any good. I have no job, unemployed. I've got no bitches. I don't know why that took me. I stuttered. I've got nothing going on. And I'm gonna turn 22 on Saturday. And the reason why I'm uploading this today even is because I've been doing this thing where I'm telling myself to upload a video every day before I turn, before my birthday. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been pretty consistent. Yesterday's video was kind of bad. I can't lie. I just had no content, and this was supposed to be the video that was uploaded yesterday, but yeah, I didn't have time because, well, I mean, I guess it's fine because there's a story that I have that happened yesterday that I'll talk about today. But yeah, sorry for the really bad video yesterday. It's just a Clash of Clans video, but I haven't made one in a while, so it's whatever. But yeah, so since then nothing has happened, to be honest. Few interviews, couple stuff. I went to Vancouver, blah blah blah. Like, I graduated, had a grad party, that was cool. And yeah, just like summer stuff. And really what I wanted to talk about today was how much I've had a lot of time to reflect on my life, and a lot of time to reflect on my own self these last few months. And I gotta say, I am just deeply dissatisfied with myself. I don't know what I talked about last video. I actually didn't watch it, but if this is like the exact same thing that I'm spieling out, and after 4 months nothing has changed, well, this is kind of also really sad. But I just wanted to say that, like, this is what I have, and I have nothing else to talk about because it's just been really bad. I'm gonna draw on some things that I came across because, I don't know, for some reason I've been on a YouTube rabbit hole, and I've been getting a lot of those like YouTube videos where it's like people giving advice. It's like, if you're in your 20s, watch this video. This is great advice for a 20-year-old. And it's like, how to get a girl in 4 minutes. And it's like, whatever, blah blah blah. And it's like, you're overthinking, blah blah blah. And it's like all these videos where it's like telling you tips and stuff about how to get your life together, or how to get a girlfriend, or how to get a job, how to be unemployed, how to live your life unemployed. It's like all these things, and it's like I've been getting a lot of YouTube recommendations, and I just maybe this is just my take on all that, because I just so much stuff has happened. But let's just sorry, ramble. Let's begin. So I first want to talk about something that I heard from a church, and it was the basic idea was that as human beings, we chase goals, we have life goals, but we are driven by success, and our success, chasing that is also what ultimately leads to a lot of, negative self-talk and pressure and demotivation in a way, because this is how they phrased it. This is my priest phrased it. Just like with anyone in their lives, we all have goals, we pursue things. And the definition of success is different for everybody. But I think for everyone who has goals, know that the way that we gain success is by completing the goals that we have, whether it be, getting a good job, getting, maybe starting a family, starting, a project. Maybe you're like music and you want to make a song, you want to make an album, you have art, you want to create art. You want to, you just want to make something of yourself, and that's what drives people. And to be honest, when he talked about this in church, I really deeply connected with that, because this is like a weird thing to say, but I hate how normal people are. Like, that's just something I can't take. I just can't take it when we are just so caught up with being, just a certain way because we want to appease to people. And I'm saying this because as a business person, how many times have I, been like, oh yeah, hi, nice to meet you, sir. Like, hi, I can't wait to, join your company, blah blah blah. I pull up this persona, and it's to create an image of myself, to, sell myself, like as they would say in my co-op classes, you got to sell yourself. And I hate it so much. It goes against everything that I've always lived by, because I always just wanted to do, just be yourself. I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to be funny. I just wanted to be a funny guy. I just want to be, whatever. I enjoy making people, the one thing that I really enjoy the most is actually finding interesting people, because interesting people, it's easy to converse with people who have a lot going on with them. And I don't mean interesting in the sense that, like, oh, there's just like so many things about them that I just find interesting. But no, it's just like, because every person has got their thing, and when you meet someone and you learn about them and they're so passionate, like whether it's like, I met someone the other day and they were really into classical music. And, as a person who likes music, I actually was very intrigued, and they showed me their entire playlist, and they were like Chopin, Mozart, Beethoven, Stravinsky, whatever, like they were showing Bach, like they were showing me all this stuff, and I was like, like they were just some foreign student, they were on vacation, visiting Toronto, and they showed me all this, and I was like, wow, that's really, really cool. And I was like, that's, they started talking to me about it, and I was like, yeah, that's very interesting. But like it's so hard, because it's like, we kind of lose sight of ourselves because of success, what we're trying to prove, and I just wish, like for me, what I want in life is a way for me to be successful, and always also to maintain the type of person that I am. And to be honest, a lot of people don't really get that, and that's very unfortunate. And that's probably gonna be me one day, and whatever. But it's like, oh man, it just sucks to have that attitude and let it consume you. And it's just that feeling of like, wow, like if what I aim to be, what I think of success is to be, I want to be that. And then you strive for it, and the truth is this, is that a lot of people are just not successful in their own, what they perceive themselves to be as successful, and that's just really unfortunate. It's really sad, and we're driven by, as human beings, we are driven for achieving success, and when we don't reach it, it feels like everything has failed. You feel like there's nothing you can do. But the light that he shed in Precept is that at the end of the day, if you think about it, everyone's life comes to an end. Okay, this is a little dark, but everyone's life comes to an end. And when by the time you come to the end of your life and you look back and you feel like you haven't done anything, you feel like you've done nothing, will God look at you a different way for not achieving it is that you want to achieve? And the way he said that made me really think about it. It's like, like maybe my perception of success, like let's say it's like to be rich or whatever, to be a millionaire. And by the time I end here and I'm a billionaire, like let's say billionaire, I'm not a billionaire. Will God perceive me in a different light than I am now? Will anyone else care? Like past of where I live, like, will anyone care that I'm not a billionaire? Really no. And it's like, how do I keep that in check? How do I keep myself in check with that? Because it's easier to say that than to live my life saying, oh yeah, it's okay, I'm not going to be a billionaire. It's okay not to be a millionaire. Because at the end of the day, we all leave the earth, and, we're all human beings, we're all this, we're all equal, blah, 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 and it's true, though, it's true. The thing is that it's true, and it's hard to swallow, because it's like, he's right. Once your time comes to an end, it doesn't really matter if, like, you didn't become, this thing that you wanted. Yes, it's over, but you as a person are defined by that one thing that you didn't achieve. And I feel like I need to start having that mentality, living my day to day, thinking that, even if I can't do something, doing that one, I can't achieve the big goal, I can do other things in my life that should help people, help myself, help other people. And, I should try to live by that. So that's number one I want to talk about, because that's something I want to start off with, because if someone is driven by, as we are, driven by success, feel like nothing, feel like you're kind of a failure, that's not everything in your life, that's not everything you should be committing your life to, your whole life isn't in this box, your life isn't a checklist of things that you can or can't do. You just live your life the way that you seek and do it how it is. But again, easier said than done. These are words that I say that I can't even fully express myself or don't do myself. And it's hard because I'm so angry all the time. I'm so angry at myself. I'm angry at everything because I can't do these things and keep that perspective, which comes to my second thing that the next week after what my priest talked about again, which was persistence, because persistence is what keeps us going. And how long have people been on this earth? How long has it been since Jesus has been on this earth? Probably a very long time. It's been very long. And when Jesus was here, he was here for a very long time, and people hated him. People, Jesus was, they say he was blasphemous, and yet he still continued on living, as they would say. And why I bring this up is because I think that's the two things that like kind of describe the two things I just mentioned, or the two things that I feel like has been encapsulating my 4 months in a nutshell. It's just persistence and my drive for success, because those are the two things that are the only thing keeping me like not like it's the two things that are keeping me, like I want to say going, because those are the things that aren't going. Those are the two things that have been were just revolving my life, because I tell myself to keep going. I tell myself to persist. Just like, you know, people have done before me, just like how Jesus has before me. And, you know, there's a long talk about it before, you know, I can't even give like the whole thing that my priest was talking about, but, you know, he compared persistence to Jesus' persistence. You know, he gave the story about how Jesus persisted and whatnot. And, you know, driven by success. And something I just can't get a hold of, something that I can't get, you know, I can't, you know, shake, because it's something that I just want. There's nothing else that I want more than to see my own self be successful, see other people successful. And yet, it's these things that simultaneously push us and break us. And the reason why I want to talk about this today is because it's like, what's the ideal fix for all this? I don't know. There is no fix. There's no, you just got to see it how it is. Like, that's the mindset that I've been having, and it's been pissing me off, because I've been having this sort of mindset for so long, and it's exhausting and it's tiring, and you know, at this point I just can't take it anymore, because even the way that even things that before used to not bother me, but they are now starting to very much appear in my life, especially since I feel like now I'm running out, and I'm not running out of time, but you know, things have changed in my life. I'm becoming an adult. I graduated, you know, I'm turning 22 like Taylor Swift, and there's so much to come. And oh man, I don't know what to do. I really don't know. I'm very lost right now in my life, and everything around me is just breaking me and pushing me to my limit. You know, and it's not the 500 applications, it's not the 20 gazillion interviews, you know. I just had an interview, and that's something I guess I'll just talk about today, you know. Like, I had an interview, and I hate it. I hated the job. I hate the job. I hate everything about it. It reminds me of my old co-op. It's at the same place as my co-op, and the reason why I didn't even go back to that co-op is because I hated the job. It was very repetitive, mundane, very, you know, it's not like it's so simple that like, oh, a monkey can do it, but it's like once you get the hang of it, it's like it's a simple concept to grasp. It's not a hard thing to master. Maybe there's a bit of a learning curve to pick up, but it's not hard to master. And it's very mundane, very repetitive, and I hate it. You know, working the job, going in to office, you know, I felt like death. I just felt like nothing. I just felt like whatever. I'm a robot. And that's how they always see me. That's how they always see me. Every single one of these companies sees me. Every one of these employees sees me. And I want to talk about the interview, because the interview was crazy. Because the problem is with these jobs that I'm applying to, these you know, the mundane type roles, is that the reason why they're hiring new grads is because, you know, they don't want to pay a lot. But the problem is that with me, is that they know I'm smart enough to realize that this is a mundane job and like a very repetitive job, and I wouldn't stay here for very long. But that's not the type of candidate they're looking for. The type of candidate they're looking for is someone who would stay in this position for long because they have a hole, or, you know, someone just went missing, or they need more productivity, so they need another person to join. And so these are the roles that I'm going for. They you know, there's a hole they need to fill, and they want someone that can, you know, they pick it up, and they're just gonna sit there, and it's gonna last long for them. And literally, this is how the interview went. They asked me when it came to that question of like, what is your career goal? Like, what is your future? And I said to them straight up, I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking to myself, I want to be in this role for no more than a year or 2 years. And then after that, I'm gonna go and find another role that probably fits my skill set better within the company. And then I said that straight up. And they told me this. They were telling me this, like, yeah, I'll be like, after that, they, you know, I told them that, and then that was the first interview. The second interview, they're like, yeah, you know what? They were like saying this. This is the first time I'd ever been glazed. They said, Josh, you have such a great resume. You know, I like, I'm looking at your resume. You have great things here. And here's the thing. We think you're overqualified. That's like the one thing that's really not pushing us. You're overqualified, and we're actually looking for someone who's willing to stay here for long. And obviously, if you do get the job, we're not obligated to keep you. Like, you're not going to stay. And obviously, you'd get support from our managers, you know, if you wanted to move, because I know that's something you said, because I told them that. And so, you know, there's no pressure for you to stay. But, you know, that's just something that we would like to do, because we want our own return on investment, you know, like, you know, because hiring and you know, hiring costs, and, you know, the whole hiring process, you know, it takes time. And so we would want someone, you know, like, you're a great candidate, you're an ideal candidate, but we just also want someone who's willing to stay, so that we can, like, the way that he said the return on investment, like, I actually, like, lost my mind a bit, because they really do treat people like fucking, you know, merchandise, you know, dispensable items. And it's just crazy, because it's like, I already knew this, and, you know, you're probably thinking, like, why are you even applying for these type of roles, Josh? And that's the thing, is I need to get my foot in the door. I need to get in somehow, because people won't even give me that chance without even taking that step. And that's the problem. And I consulted with so many people. I talked about it, even ChatGPT debate, you know, asking ChatGPT, and it's like, what do? I take the job. I'm unhappy for like a year or two. You know, the real problem is that I'm not developing skills that will further enhance myself, because I told you these things are easy to master. Well, not easy, but it's like, once you master it, there's nothing else to learn. You just do the same thing over and over again. So what am I learning for the next year or two if I get this role? And, you know, it's a very high probability they actually would pick me, because they probably don't have anyone else, to be quite honest. But it was just so crazy how straight up they were. That's the first time I'd ever been so they've been never straight up. Usually they don't ever contact me ever again when I say things like this, but they were so straight up. They were being straight up. They're like saying, yeah, you know what, to be honest, like, we understand that you want to move. We understand that we want to move, but to be honest, for us, we want you to be here for at least like 2 years or 3 years. Then, you know, you gotta stay here, blah 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 blah. Like, wow, you know. And for some people, it's different. You know, 1, 2 years is like 2 years is fine. You know, they're like, oh, you know, because I'm 22 now. Let's say 2 years, I'll be 24. Wow, I still have like 24. Like, I have so many years ahead of me. But it's like, what? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I went to university to go and find something that I really, you know, like, would use the skills that I learned from my university, not to do something that I could have picked up even without my degree. And it just sucks so much, because it's like, what do I do? I keep searching forever. Like, the good thing about getting this job is I have a job. I get money. I have a job. And, you know, I get another thing to add to my resume, but, you know, I don't enjoy it. And I'd much rather have something that I enjoy. Like, that's the main thing. I just want to enjoy it. I just want to enjoy what it is that I'm doing, because then it makes life a little bit easier. And again, if I get this job, let's be real here, I'll be honest, I probably will have to take it, because I have no other option. I mean, I do have an option, so I'm not taking the job, but then I'll be jobless again for who knows how long. It's already been 4 months since my last video, and I was still job seeking at that point. And so what the frick is this? Well, all this to say that I'm so upset with how everything has been turning out, because I thought it would go differently after I graduated. Everything has been so different. I remember even graduating as fast as I could so I could get my master's. Now I don't even want a master's, because it's like useless apparently, like, to get a master's. Well, not useless, but it's just like, you get a master's, people with masters don't even have jobs with masters. And you know, it's just, you know what, there's so much I want to talk about, and I just want to end this segment here because it's just really unfortunate, and that's just what I've been going through, and it's just like, I'm really sad. And if I get the job, you know, who knows, like 2 videos from now, you'll hear an update from me and be like, yep, okay guys, by the way, remember the one I was talking about the Minecraft video? Yeah, I have a job now. And that's how it is. But you know, it's very unfortunate, and it's just heartbreaking, and it's just sad. And even worse is that my fellow, you know, students, my fellow peers, who are also going through all this, and they don't have anything. You know, so much more people who are even better than me. You know, like you know, so people I know, you know, they have 4.0s, and you know, people who've had more co-ops, more internships. They don't get anything back. They don't have anything. And you know, I'm just lucky enough that I have someone, you know. I low-key I can get nepoed, I can get whatever. But it's like, I never, you know, I remember the struggle of getting my first co-op. And it's like, I thought that struggle was bad, and then this is just 20 times more worse. And it's crazy because I have a better, I even think right now, currently in my life, I'm in a better position than I was. And how am I getting a how am I worse off? How am I worse off with the skills that I have? How am I worse off than when I had nothing? And it makes no sense, and it pisses me off, and I'm mad, I'm sad, and I want to hug, and I want to shrug, and I want to dug into a hole and put myself in it. That's all I got to say for that. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was how much, you know, I've been saying all this stuff about my negative self-talk, how much I hate myself, but I really want to talk about this because I am battling myself every day, and it sucks. I'm struggling because I've done a lot of reflecting. I really looked at myself, and I really think I have not grown as much as I wanted to. And I think I've mentioned this before, and I'm remembering it now. I remember this on a video, in some other videos I'm talking about, like how I don't feel like I've grown enough. But this is the thing that really, some things that happened recently that really ticked me off. And it was a couple of relatives came over. They were visiting from Florida, and they came up to me, and I just recently graduated, as I said, and they came up, and they were like, you know, they met me for the first time. They said, oh, hi, wow, so nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, wow, congratulations, you know, on graduating. And they were like, what did you graduate? Because they said, they were like, they said, what did you graduate? Is it high school? And I was like, oh no, university. They said, and they were like, university? And then they were so confused because they thought I was in high school because I looked like I was like 18 or whatever. And I was like, wow. I mean, yeah. You know, for some people, they take that as a very huge compliment for looking younger. But for someone like me, it really makes me upset. It makes me really sad because it really is true. I really do look like a high schooler. Not only that, honestly, my mindset is different from high school, but it's like, I'll be honest, like from the ages of 17 to 21, it just felt like a whole blur. Like it felt like the progression wasn't as rapid as between when I was in high school, like, you know, when I was like 14 to 18, 14 to 17, like even. Like that was 3 years, and it was like, it felt like a big landslide. I'll be honest, from when I was 17 until now, like I just can't grasp how much I feel like nothing has changed, and it's like I'm starting to lose it a little because, you know, I've been struggling a lot with other things. You know, one thing I've been, like, health-wise, something I've been really bad is just my weight, and I've never been able to gain weight, and it's just crazy how much I've never been able to gain weight throughout all these years. And like, I'm being so serious, like I could definitely wear my high school clothes if I put them on, and it just really is crazy, and it sucks, and it's depressing, and it's embarrassing a little bit, and it's like, it just makes me feel so demotivated. I just get really angry at myself. You know, just everything has just been unhappy for myself. I've just not been happy for myself. I think that's just the truth of this video. The truth is that I'm not really happy with myself. I'm not in a position right now in my life where I can really say that I'm proud. And it sucks too because I worked 4 years for what? And it feels like a waste. It feels like all of that was for nothing. And I try every day. I try my hardest to really keep it in line with what I'm thinking, you know. Don't be so driven by my success. Be persistent. Keep going. I tell myself to keep going. Well, fuck, man. Like, sometimes I wish it just... Like, it's not even... Like, it's crazy, too, because I haven't been doing anything, either. Like, I should be the least amount of stress as I've been, but, again, still feel like... I just feel... I don't feel motivated. I don't feel happy. I don't feel happy with myself because it's not working out. It's just disappointment. Even after everything that I've achieved, I just feel like I don't deserve a lot. At this point in my life, I just don't deserve anything. I've been so inconsistent with everything in my life. Everything's so inconsistent. My upload schedule, inconsistent. So bad. But anyways, I'm turning 22. Oh man. It also reminds me I have to make my chess video. If anything, this could be the audio for my chess video. But it's not. It's gonna be from my other Minecraft video. I'm dying because I'm so fucking tired. One day it'll end. I've been having visions too. Visions, dreams, I guess. I had this one dream where, like, I was in school, and then I, like, failed or something, and I got, like, really scared. Like, I'm not even in school, and I had a nightmare about school. It was crazy. Like, I was in an exam room, and I failed. I've only failed an exam one time. It was my calculus exam. Oh, and that was horrible. Oh, my God. Oh, that was horrible. I still remember that. That was first year. Oh. But I'm here now. I'm here. Yeah. So, Minecraft, huh? I'll be honest, this is kind of like the part where I would say what happened to me. And, yeah, I was trying to get blazes, you know. I managed to find another fortress. Pretty good luck, I would say. But as I was trying to get the nether fortress, as I was getting the nether fortress, you know, I did the 3 block height things that I couldn't get killed by wither skeletons. And so that's why I made the 3 block high tall thing and just battle blazes. Also, at one point in the video, I accidentally throw a fire resistance pot. Like, that was completely accidental. Like, I didn't mean to throw it, but oh well. But yeah. Thank you for listening. I don't know what to say anymore because this is everything that was in my head, so I think I'm fine. New video coming out tomorrow. Yeah, if you're still here, thank you for listening. Last Minecraft video for this series, as you can tell. So, yeah. See you next time.
Shit. I hate blazes. I hate blazes. Oh, shit. Shit. He spawned in front of me. Shit. Oh, skeleton. I heard that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, that was embarrassing. That was really embarrassing.